Hello everyone, it's Jessica again, and I'm here with another video. Firstly, sorry that it's been a long time coming, but with fourth year, obviously it's very busy. But this one is a highly requested video, and this one was this one is going to be about how to revise in first and second years of medical school. So I've got my notes here, and I am going to be splitting it up into sections. So pharmacology, anatomy, biochemistry and body systems, and say what I used to do. So it might not be best for everyone, but this is how I managed through. And then at the end I'll just do general study tips. And I think it'd be useful for medicine students and biomedical students as well. So let's get into it. So firstly, I'll start with anatomy. At our uni, we had a dissection room and we'd have weekly sessions where we'd have to go to there. And there was prep that we had to do, like little booklets that they would give us. I would recommend doing the prep so that when you go into the dissection room, you know what's going on. And all the information that they include in those booklets, that's what you need to learn for your exams. And then in terms of resources, I would highly recommend ACLAND'S video atlas and getting an anatomy book that you can fill in the blanks so that you can and that should be fine for anatomy. Biochemistry, they like to call this basic science, but in my opinion, it's not basic at all. It's basically all the intricacies and foundations of your body systems, like coagulation cascade, atherosclerosis, immunity, etc. And what I would say is key for learning biochemistry is repetition. So just keep going over and over the cascade or the process again and again, and it will eventually stick. Get diagrams from your lectures, and then if you just use those diagrams and try to explain it using it as diagrams to your friends, so teach each other, that should be fine for that. Pharmacology, so this one is a new one because you don't really do pharmacology in A-levels. So pharmacology can be hard, but I'll just say make sure that you understand the basics. So they'll start off with intro basic lectures and understand that first, and then so the basics are receptors, drug classes and examples for each, and side effects and what happens when you take too much of that drug. If you know that for each drug and stuff, then you should be fine. The textbook that I would recommend is Rang and Dale's Pharmacology. And the main ones that you need to know in first and second year are probably antibiotics, antiemetics, cardiovascular drugs, Parkinson drugs and recreational drugs, and all the receptors for each, the side effects, as I said already. And you don't need to know the prescribing side, you don't need to know doses or anything like that. That's for much later on. And then there's also body systems. So you learn each thing very separately. So you learn the cardiovascular system, then the GI system, then the neuro, etc. And that's what you have to do for first and second year. And then later on, the later years, you'll start to think of them as working together. The resources that I would recommend for this one would be YouTube. So I really like YouTubing the body systems and the pathologies. So I would recommend Armando Hasudagan, I'll try and write his name underneath, Khan Academy, and Osmosis. Be solid with the basics of each system before you learn what can go wrong, i.e. the pathology. And what is in your lecture is what you need to know, okay? So in first and second years, it's very much memory recall. And what I use and swear by is flashcards. So you can either buy the paper flashcards, or there are apps on your phone that you can make. I use Chegg, C-H-E-G-G, and that's just much easier than carrying paper around. And then in general, there's general tips. As I said, what's in your lectures is what you need to know, because it's just a bit of a memory thing in first and second year. And Make sure you ask the older years what comes up in exams and what lecturers like to ask, because they can point you into the right direction so that you're not barking up the wrong tree. And make sure that you also study with others as well, because it just makes it much more fun, much more doable, and you can see their techniques as well. Because with medicine, because it's so much to learn, you need to make sure that your like technique is on point so that you can learn everything that you need to. Yeah, and that's what my tips for first and second year. If you have any more questions, I'll try to write all the resources down below. And if you have any more questions, then just comment down below and I'll try to answer them. And if there's anything that you want me to go into more depth about, then just let me know as well. But thank you for watching this video, and I shall see you again next time.